college at the time that most of us just started.
Like any soon-to-be college graduate, Chantel Owens is anxious for the next step.
I'm ready.
Owens is ready a little bit earlier than most. She's just 19 years old. It's a fact that surprises her classmates.
Are you really 19? Like, yes, even though I don't look 19, I really am 19, born 98.
Owens is part of an elite group. Of the 5,600 degrees being given out at Kent this spring, just 10 are going to students 19 years old or younger.
It was just normal to me because I've always been the youngest one in every grade.
We're crunching the numbers at other Ohio universities and are finding she is an outlier. At Akron, less than 1% of graduates in 2016 were 19.
Everyone talks about college is so stressful. This was actually not that bad.
So how'd she do it? While most kids are getting their licenses at 16, Owens was getting her diploma from John Hay Early College, entering Kent with 45 credit hours right off the bat.
I love Kent State.
Now she says she is ready for the next challenge and encouraging others to follow in her footsteps.
Go out and do whatever you believe you can do. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible, and on Saturday she'll receive her bachelor's in public health. She's still deciding what she wants to do next, and Chantel says she has been receiving a lot of encouraging messages on social media, people telling her that she is an inspiration. And Terrence, I know you feel the same way.
Oh yeah, she's inspiring all of us this morning for sure. 19, graduating already, incredible. All right, 6:10 is the time right now. Stopping the stink. Yeah, one city has come up with a new innovative way to combat smelly sewer plants. The solution may be in your home right now.
And pot breathalyzers enter testing. The reason law enforcement is skeptical about the new technology. But first, going inside the president's private residence at the White House.
Good Morning America has the details.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a unique look inside the Trump White House. In the latest issue of Time, the president showing off one of his favorite hobbies, clicking through cable news clips. A new 60-plus-inch flat screen now above the dining room fireplace. There it is reflected in the mirror. Despite his Twitter habit of lashing out at the media,
the news is fake.
Trump now says he's learning to tune out the bad news about himself, explaining, "I've been able not to watch or read things that aren't pleasant. In terms of your own self, it's a very, very good thing. The equilibrium is much better." We also learn more about some of the personal touches he's put on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Even the walls in his private dining room have the golden touch. We'll talk live with Time Magazine's Nancy Gibbs coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Mary Bruce, ABC News, Washington.
Did you know 2 areas of your brain can make it hard to lose weight? Contrave is an FDA-approved weight loss medicine that may help adults who are overweight or struggle with obesity lose weight and keep it off. Contrave is believed to work on 2 areas of the brain, your hunger center.
I'm so hungry.
To reduce hunger, and your reward system.
Ice cream. French fries.
To help control cravings. Across 3 long-term studies, Contrave patients lost approximately 2 to 4 times more weight than with diet and exercise alone. Contrave is not for everyone. One ingredient in Contrave may increase suicidal thoughts or actions in some children, teens, and young adults within the first few months. Other serious side effects include seizures, increase in blood pressure or heart rate, liver damage, manic episodes, glaucoma, and allergic reactions. Do not take with opioids. Reduce hunger, help control cravings. Contrave, the #1 prescribed weight loss brand. Go to contrave.com.
Good morning to you, 1/4 now. Temperature-wise for today, we should be around 60, give or take a few, with more clouds than sunshine. We'll go over this forecast in complete detail here in a couple more minutes. Over to Sarah Finney at the live desk.
Thank you, JD. We have some national breaking news just coming into the live desk. The U.S. Attorney General is telling federal prosecutors to pursue the most serious charges against most suspects. That will most likely send more people to prison and for longer terms by triggering mandatory minimum sentences. This marks a major shift from Obama-era policies. Karina.
All right, Sarah, thank you. Well, for the first time, President Trump now talking about why he fired now former FBI Director James Comey. In an interview with NBC's Lester Holt, the president says it was all his idea.
I was going to fire Comey. My decision. It was not.
You had made the decision before they came in the room.
I was going to fire Comey. There's no good time to do it, by the way.
Because in your letter you said I
around.
accepted their recommendation,
Yeah, well,
so you had already made the decision.
I was going to fire regardless of recommendation.
So there was.
That contradicting a lot of what his advisors have been saying for the last 48 hours. They initially said the president fired Comey at the recommendation of the Attorney General and Deputy Attorney General over how Comey handled the Clinton email investigation. He says he worried firing Comey would confuse Americans. The president has also said the FBI had no confidence in Comey's ability to lead the FBI, something the acting FBI director denies.
He's a showboat. He's a grandstander. The FBI has been in turmoil. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. You take a look at the FBI a year ago. It was in virtual turmoil less than a year ago. It hasn't recovered from that.
I can tell you also that Director Comey enjoyed broad support within the FBI and still does to this day.
President Trump also insists Comey told him more than once that he is not being investigated by the FBI. Terrence.
You have to see this video this morning. We really cannot stop watching it in the newsroom. Just look at those really dark clouds there descending on Oklahoma. In those clouds spawn a tornado. And check this out, a storm chaser driving right toward it as it swirled toward the highway. Now, experts are still trying to confirm whether a second tornado touched down in the state. The storms damaged roofs, trees, but no one was hurt. The system will bring severe weather to Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama today as well. JD, incredible video, but scary. So I can only imagine what it's like for those folks there.
It's incredible this time of year to see things like that happen. Just to break this down in a little bit more detail for you, to show you some of the storm reports that happened in that area yesterday. There was a lot of hail and wind. 3 tornado reports came out of that area yesterday. I want to show you those because the one that you got the video of was this one right here north of the Tulsa area. That area in through there was the one that was captured. And the way this works, the National Weather Service today now will send a team out from the Norman, Oklahoma City area up to Tulsa to survey the damage and the path of that storm and give it an EF rating. So we'll find out more about that a little later on today. Now, as far as our weather goes here at home, it's nothing tornadic. It's nothing anything like that. If anything, it's kind of boring today. Mostly cloudy sky. A little sunshine may try to break those clouds from time to time. Any kind of rain really staying down to our south. Now, I cannot rule out those clouds squeezing out a stray sprinkle, but I think we'll wind up staying dry. Look at this beautiful sunrise that we have this morning from the Brunswick camera on our WeatherBug network. Love that shot. Temperature-wise, we're in the upper 40s to low 50s, so still jacket weather for us. Going for a forecast high of 61 today. We'll call it mostly cloudy, but again, a few breaks in those clouds from time to time. Futurecast actually picks up on that. Take a look here as we go through toward about the lunch hour. Mostly cloudy sky in place, and then we start to thin out some of those clouds. And yesterday, you got to keep in mind, it's almost mid-May, so the sun this time of year, all you need is a good half hour to hour. It'll boost those temperatures up quite a bit. So the computer forecast model is spitting out upper 50s to low 60s. But if we do clear the clouds out pretty good by about 2 or 3 this afternoon, I think our temperatures may jump up to the middle 60s. And that's kind of what I'm expecting as we head into tomorrow and Sunday. A little more in the way of sunshine, so that'll get those temperatures up there into the middle 60s. Not expecting big time rain, cannot rule out a shower though. By the way, it's been 231 days since it was 87 degrees or warmer in Cleveland. I think we break that next week. We're going to turn up the heat. Highs near 90. Stick around for the full 7 days. Let's go outside to John at Air Tracker 5.
Yeah, JD, keeping an aerial eye on the road closure in Westlake because of that fire right now. Hilliard Road, Clegg Road still closed between Hilliard and Center Ridge Road. You can see they've got the road blocked off there. A lot of fire trucks and emergency personnel still on scene for this fire, and they've actually got the road taped off with caution tape as well. So beware of some delays if you need to use this area. You may need to find an alternate route. If we head to our maps, though, I'm not seeing any other problems on the highway. So that's the good news if you are headed out this morning. No issues. I checked the drive times. We're all up to speed. No accidents on the major highway. The only other incident, a minor accident on East 103rd Street. Let's go back inside.
John, thank you. 6:20 is the time right now. The legalization of marijuana creating a mad dash for a better breathalyzer. Several companies have created a device to detect if a person recently ingested or inhaled pot. The breathalyzers work by measuring the amount of THC in someone's breath, but law enforcement says no one knows what level is enough to make a person, dangerous behind the wheel.
Well, they say music brings people together, right? This morning, 2 massive companies looking past their differences, and you know what? It'll help people like you and me. Microsoft and Apple teaming up here, putting iTunes in the Windows Store by the end of the year. This would let people with Windows iPhones access iTunes. Both companies could gain more users in this move. And as for people like you and me, it's another place to find your favorite music, movies, podcasts, and other media. Well, it is messy and dangerous. A man now under arrest for operating an illegal junkyard out of a neighborhood in Lorain.
Solving a stinky problem, one city's unusual way to fight the smell of its sewage plant. And Super Screen 5 is up and running for you, so you can check the weather and that morning drive. Come on back, y'all.
Welcome back to Good Morning Cleveland. John Rutter with you in Air Tracker 5. Just keeping an eye on a road closure in Westlake. This is Clegg Road, closed because of that fire we've been telling you about all morning long. Clegg's closed between Hilliard and Center Ridge Road. Still a lot of emergency personnel on the scene, and the road is taped off, so expect this to be in place for some time now. A lot of sunshine we're seeing out here, JD. How's that forecast shaping up for this Friday?
A little cool this morning for us, John. Thank you much. Here's a live look outside. Boy, the sunrise looking nice. Getting a few photos on social media this morning. If you have one of the sunrise, send it to me so I can put it on TV in the next half hour or so. If you're heading out to the ballpark this evening to watch the Tribe, the Indians are in town. Temperatures should be in the middle 50s for us. I think it's dry, just a little bit on the cool side, so maybe a jacket or a blanket might be nice for you this evening. Now we go from cool today into heat, hot air for next week. Look at these temperatures, upper 80s for Wednesday and Thursday. How about that?
Well, all new at 6 for you, stopping the stench. A Florida city has a new unusual plan to fight smelly sewer plants.
Yeah, so they're using essential oils. This is in St. Petersburg. Unreal. There is enough sewage to fill 90 Olympic-sized swimming pools processed every single day at Southwest Water Reclamation Plant. The stench from the plant drifted into some nearby neighborhoods. Didn't smell great, but now the only smell in the air is a sweet floral scent. The surprisingly nice smell comes from neutralizing what's called misters, I guess. It's just inches above the stinky sewage, and a machine which mixes essential oils into the air.
Came outside and got a good whiff of it, and it was like, whoa, what's that?
It is nicer to work here.
I'm glad things are more pleasant for them. Well, crews working fast to get the plant ready to take on nearly double the amount of sewage so the city can prevent more problems from bubbling up.
Gotta love essential oils. Love lavender. All right, you have to see this. It's not only messy, but it's dangerous, and a man from Lorain was arrested because of it. Police say Joseph Borda was running an illegal indoor salvage operation. This was happening in the middle of a neighborhood too. He was hit with 9 violations. As you can see here, hundreds of cars, oil everywhere, trash too. Fire marshals called the area deplorable and, you know what, downright frightening.
This is a firefighter killer. It's something that if this were to catch on fire without us having any idea what actually was in this property, it could have been a real danger.
Firefighters told News 5 all the code violations posed a risk to people living nearby, even those miles away. Borda is looking at 30 days behind bars for each of the 9 counts against him.
Well, coming up, an online outage, the problem that blocked some Chase Bank customers from accessing their accounts.
And saying bye to the Boy Scouts, a religious group banning its teenagers from the organization and what they're planning to do next year.
Good Morning Cleveland begins now with breaking news.
Breaking news now at 6:30. Police find a body while searching for a missing girl. I'm live at the Ashtabula Police Department getting you the latest information.
And I'm also following breaking news here at the live desk. We're going to show you a live picture shortly from the ground in Westlake. Our overnight news tracker is there. We saw quite a few crews on scene. We are told just after 4 they found a lot of smoke, and now we are learning that 2 people were rescued, and the chief says it was not easy for crews.
Yeah, especially time of day with it being dark. It's always going to be something that's difficult to do, but they were able to make a quick, they pulled the 2 victims out relatively quickly. And those 2 people were taken to Fairview. I believe you are taking a live look right now.
Firefighters have been on scene all morning. We saw them on the roof. They've been looking around trying to find out where this started. Westlake, Rocky River, Lakewood, North Olmsted all responded to this fire. Again, happened around 4 in the morning. It did spread into the attic, but at this point, crews do not know where it originated. It looks like some light smoke still billowing from that house. John Rudder has been circling over that area all morning, and we're going to continue to bring you updates throughout the last half hour of Good Morning Cleveland. Terrence.
All right, Sarah, yes, we will check in with you a little bit later. Right now, we want to check in with meteorologist J.D. Rudd. Important weekend, my man. Sports events, yeah. Mama's Day.
Yeah.
You name it.
There's concerts going on. Yeah. There's graduations happening. There are so many things. This is a very important weekend here as we move through the month of May. First off, there's that beautiful sunrise again this morning. I'm encouraging you, if you got a photo or two, send it to me. Here's how to find me on the old Twitter machine, or if you're on the face space, whatever that thing is over there. There you go. You can get a hold of me. So share your photos with me so I can put them on TV this morning. And here's why we have that beautiful sunrise going on, these higher level clouds that are streaming their way into the area this morning. We're going to wind up seeing those clouds thicken up a little bit more as the afternoon goes on. So a little chilly this morning. Temperature wise, we should be headed to the upper 50s to low 60s. This will be our last cool day for a while. If you have not seen the 7-day forecast, stick around. You don't want to miss it. Let's go outside, check in with John. He's an Air Tracker 5.
Hey, JD, we're still keeping an eye on that road closure in Westlake because of that fire. Here's another look that we have here from Air Tracker 5. You can see Clegg Road closed again between Hilliard and Center Ridge Road. A lot of emergency personnel still on scene. They've got caution tape around the area where they're still working to figure out what caused that early morning fire again. So you can expect this to be closed for some time while crews continue to wrap up their work. Let's head to our maps. I'm going to check the drive times again. I don't see any other issues for you this morning, so that's good if you're heading out. A wide look at the map, you are all clean and green, so that's certainly good news for you as you head out the door. Let's go back inside.
Thank you, John. We continue to follow breaking news this morning. A body found in Ashtabula County doing a search for a missing teenager.
Yeah, and the man she was last seen with now under arrest a state away. Nick Foley live for us in Ashtabula getting new information. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, guys. This all began when the family of 13-year-old Karen Zadamjeski told police that she did not come home after an outing. Ashtabula police then put out a bulletin for the man that she was last seen with. That would be 46-year-old John Bove. Police finally tracked him down across state lines. Now, we want to show you some video of Bove just after he was apprehended by police. This is in Sharon, Pennsylvania, right next to Youngstown. Investigators say officers pulled Bove over, but he jumped out of his car and he ran from police. And he was later caught by officers nearby in the woods. Now, at this point, Bove, who is a registered sex offender in Ohio, has only been charged with eluding police. Investigators later returned to the woods to collect evidence. Then hours later, in a field in Saybrook Township here in Ashtabula County, a body found by police. And while there is speculation that this could be the missing teen Kara, there has been no official confirmation by the county medical examiner. And Ashtabula police have since interviewed Bove. They went to Sharon, Pennsylvania to interview him. But at last check, though, he remained in Pennsylvania this morning. And we also learned this morning a state magistrate in Pennsylvania was called in overnight so that police could search a residence there in Sharon, Pennsylvania as well. And again, we're trying to get more information as it comes in to pass along to you. Reporting in Ashtabula, Nick Foley for News 5.
All right, Nick, thank you. Well, it has now been 4 years since a Beechwood mom was stabbed to death in downtown Cleveland, and now police ready to increase the reward for information. It was back in 2013 that Eliza Sherman was killed outside her divorce lawyer Greg Moore's office. Eliza Sherman. Since then, he has pleaded guilty to lying to police about where he was during the murder. Moore denies any involvement, though, in Sherman's death. He will be sentenced later this month.
6:34 right now, and only on News 5 this morning, a major failure within the judicial system. We're learning the woman you see over my shoulder, who admitted to hitting and killing a 12-year-old boy back in August, is now facing charges in a drive-by shooting. After that hit and run, our investigation found star Alicia Lewis never had a license in the first place, and while she was out on bond, she was still driving. She was even pulled over 3 more times. When this was brought to the court's attention, a judge put her on house arrest, but that judge did not know 3 weeks earlier she was caught behind the wheel with a handgun, accused in a drive-by shooting.
Someone who continues to exhibit disregard for the law. Right now, if they keep doing it in different cities, even in the same county, it's very difficult for the police departments and the courts to realize what's happening in other areas.
Lewis is now charged with felonious assault and criminal damaging. She is supposed to be in court later this morning.
The Stark County Sheriff making a daring rescue, all caught on camera. Look at this here. This is body cam video from Sheriff George Mayer. He jumped into action when a parked car went rolling right into a creek off Fulton Road. Those two kids were in the back seat. Sheriff Mayer noticed the back door was unlocked when he jumped in.
Water running out of the trunk, it was full. Started to come in the passenger compartment in the back. You know, but by the grace of God, it didn't go all the way in.
Sheriff Mayer pulled out both of those kids. Thankfully, they are now back home and they are safe. Terrence.
Karina, it is an exciting weekend for thousands of college students here in Northeast Ohio. They'll walk across the stage to accept their diplomas. Now, go back with me here, Flashback Friday, if you will. Many of us did that at the age of 22 or 23, right? Imagine graduating at the age of 19, though. News sponsor Sarah Finney joins the E-Team with the story of one teen doing just that.
Brings back a lot of memories,
a lot.
Right? We keep singing Pop and Circumstance all morning. It's hard to get that out of your head. Now, get this, okay? This student says it wasn't even that hard getting her bachelor's degree at 19. She will receive her degree in public health. Take a look. Chantel Owens graduated from John Hay Early College in Cleveland when she was 16. She started at Kent with 45 credit hours just right off the bat, sailing through her classes in 3 years. And by the way, she was working the whole time too. Owens says it was a little tough at times because of her age. She didn't get to do the traditional college things. And if it sounds unusual to graduate with a bachelor's at 19, that's because it is. Of the 5,600 degrees given out at Kent this spring, only 10 are going to students 19 years old or younger. But Owen says, hey, this is what she's supposed to be doing.
But it's like, this is expected of me. Like, I don't sing or I don't dance. I don't have any special talent. So school is like the only thing.
School clearly is her special talent, and that is not a bad thing by any means. And Terrence, she says, hey, maybe I'll go get my master's degree. Maybe I'll look into pre-med, whatever.
So many options, but a bright future indeed. And I know her family is so proud of her.
So proud. Her mom is the one that told us about this story. So
That's
very
going to be a
cool.
loud cheering section at graduation
Definitely.
for her. All right.